Footage captured during the storm shows roofs being peeled off buildings, trees uprooted, and debris scattered across streets. The National Weather Service confirmed that a tornado touched down near Clayton, Missouri, causing significant damage to structures and power lines. Over 5,000 properties were affected, and more than 115,000 customers were left without power by Friday night. Stick around till the end of the report because the damage is far beyond what you might think.
Hey man, it's a tornado, man. We're in a tornado. Oh, shit.
A tornado that struck the Ohio Valley Friday night left more than a dozen people dead and several seriously injured. In Kentucky, as rescuers frantically searched for more victims in devastated towns into Saturday morning, May 17th.
I say I was just in this shit, y'all. West side, man. I'm talking about tornado just hit me.
Some of the towns hardest hit by Friday night's massive tornado were Somerset and London, where local officials reported 9 deaths amid significant damage. Multiple fatalities have been confirmed as a result of the tornado that struck Laurel County Friday night.
Me and my son, minor injury, but God, we can get another car. The tornado came through my car, y'all. Good God.
Ay, Dios mío.
The Laurel County Fiscal Court wrote on social media, citing the Laurel-Whitley County Office of Emergency Management. Destroyed homes and buildings are still being searched by emergency responders. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office said the tornado touched down just before midnight and devastated 2 neighborhoods and the London Corbin Airport area. Causing multiple fatalities in its path. So far, the agency reports 9 people have died in the area and multiple serious injuries to others. Governor Andy Beshear said the statewide death toll stood at 14 as of Saturday morning.
It wasn't just one tornado. It was a swarm. A system so violent, so unpredictable, that it brought entire counties to their knees. The first reports came in from Clayton, a suburb known for its tree-lined streets and quiet neighborhoods. What locals saw next was unlike anything they'd ever witnessed. A massive, churning tornado touched down in the heart of the suburb. Trees snapped like twigs. Cars were tossed.
Please pray for all of our families affected. Video from London captured by emergency workers showed extensive damage with many homes destroyed and vehicles barely recognizable as debris littered the neighborhood, with lightning still striking in the background. My daughter was scared, so we went out into the hallway. A woman named Leslie, who survived the storm with her family, told emergency workers, and we were there for about 2 minutes.
And then the funnel moved east, directly toward downtown St. Louis. By the time emergency services could react, entire neighborhoods were in ruins. In University City, Homes were reduced to frames. In Forest Park, debris littered the historic grounds.
And then my husband ran in and almost jumped on her because you could feel the air coming in and it sounded like a train. Then we saw stuff falling and all of a sudden, a big part of the house was destroyed. After the tornado hit, they said they had to search for their shoes and car keys to get out.
Hey, man, it's a tornado, man.
The St. Louis Zoo sustained visible damage and closed through the weekend, though miraculously, all animals and staff were safe.
We're in a tornado. Oh!
Their car was damaged and covered in mud, but it still started. My family is fine. I don't know about the others, he said, adding that he saw several of his neighbors injured. The agency also reported several serious injuries in the city, as damage was found around London Corben Airport.
Powerful tornadoes tore through Missouri, hitting areas like St. Louis and Scott County with deadly force, destroying homes, cutting power to thousands, and leaving at least 7 people dead. This report covers the hardest hit locations, the scale of the destruction, emergency response efforts, and what residents can expect in the days ahead. But the human toll couldn't be avoided. At least 7 people were confirmed dead in Missouri, and 17 more were injured and rushed to local hospitals, some in critical condition. One of the hardest hit areas was the central West End, where buildings shook, windows shattered, and power vanished in an instant. In Roosevelt Town apartments, residents described lights flickering, walls trembling, and then the silence.
Oh my God.
Stay with us to get the full picture of one of Missouri's most devastating tornado outbreaks.
Just hit me, cuz. Look at the wheel. I'm talking about just us up. You hear me? Look at the windows and his shit. That window's gone. Look. Oh my God. Hey man, this shit crazy, man.
Jackson Wilderness Road Park and the Oaks of London neighborhood. Kentucky. We wake up to news of the loss of life from last night's storm. Governor Andy Beshear wrote on social media, "Please keep those affected in your prayers. We will provide an update as we learn more." A rescue center has been set up at the South Laurel High School gym, according to Laurel County Clerk Tony Brown.
National Weather Service confirmed that multiple tornadoes tore through the state during a severe storm system that swept across the central U.S. Homes were flattened, trees uprooted, and power lines snapped, causing large-scale blackouts and a state of emergency in multiple counties.
Just after 1 a.m. on Saturday, the Laurel County Fiscal Court posted on Facebook that a tornado had pummeled the area, sharing video of buildings, cars, trees, and other infrastructure damaged by the storm. The center is providing supplies for tornado victims, as well as food for victims and emergency responders. As many of you know, the tornado has hit our area and also hit the south side of our city. London Mayor Randall Weddell said in a video posted to social media. The mayor said people came out overnight with chainsaws and other equipment to help.
The kind of silence that only comes before everything falls apart. Then came the roar. Debris filled the air, slamming into vehicles and buildings alike. Thousands of residents lost power. Over 115,000 customers were in the dark by 4:30 p.m.
Causing extensive damage in Somerset, including Baxter's Coffee and a Lutheran church. Meteorologists confirmed the storm's path, and officials urged residents, especially those living in mobile homes, to seek safe shelter.
City workers took shelter in the basement of City Hall as radar confirmed a tornado moving directly toward the northern edge of downtown. And it wasn't over. The National Weather Service issued a rare high-level tornado warning, calling it a particularly dangerous situation. And debris blocked roadways. St. Louis County Executive Sam Page confirmed that more than 100,000 people were without power by Saturday morning.
Oh no! Oh shit!
The damage stretched from Van Duzer to rural towns like Milan and Sydney. Residents were urged to avoid southern parts of the county as emergency crews combed through rubble, looking for survivors. First responders and utility workers were deployed across the city in rescue and recovery efforts. Local officials imposed a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew in the most affected neighborhoods to deter looting and maintain order. The Missouri History Museum and the Shakespeare Festival in Forest Park canceled events. Craft Alliance, an art center on Delmar Boulevard, suffered structural damage. Emergency shelters were opened in schools and community centers to house displaced families. Roughly 130 miles south of St. Louis, Scott County faced another deadly tornado. Even the set for the outdoor production of Hamlet was torn apart by the storm's fury. Across state lines in central Illinois, dust storms created by high winds caused a separate emergency. Entire highways, Interstates 55, 74, and 39, were closed due to near-zero visibility.
Unseen forces of nature returned to Florida with alarming speed. Just one day after a wave of tornadoes tore through the Panhandle, May 11th, 2025 brought yet another destructive storm system that tested the resilience of communities across central and northern Florida.
Boy, it sure is. Don't come this way.
Drone footage showed entire blocks leveled, with only concrete foundations remaining. Missouri Governor Mike Parson visited Scott County on Saturday and issued a disaster declaration for multiple counties. Illinois State Police warned of life-threatening driving conditions. Power was out for thousands in McLean County as a result of the sustained winds. But it was St. Louis that bore the worst of it. At its peak, the storm system left nearly 150,000 without electricity across Missouri and Illinois.
But for millions of people from Missouri to Illinois and beyond, the skies would soon erupt into a terrifying cascade of chaos. By evening, that tension had transformed into one of the most violent and unpredictable severe weather outbreaks of the year.
He praised emergency workers and pledged rapid deployment of state and federal resources to assist with rebuilding efforts. The city was placed under a level 4 out of 5 severe weather threat by the Storm Prediction Center, just one step below the highest category. The original concern had been hail, but by 2 p.m., meteorologists knew tornadoes were inevitable. The tornado outbreak was part of a massive storm front, stretching from the southern plains to the Great Lakes. The National Weather Service had issued multiple watches and warnings in advance, alerting millions to the possibility of tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. This violent outbreak was driven by a collision of warm, moist air surging up from the Gulf and a fast-moving cold front descending from the Rockies. The clash created explosive instability across the region, fueling supercells that spun off tornadoes with barely any warning. While some residents had enough time to shelter, the sheer strength of the twisters overwhelmed even well-prepared areas. Meteorologists believe at least one EF3 tornado, with wind speeds exceeding 135 miles per hour, touched down in the St. Louis region.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay informed about the latest developments.